something special. Just what my dreams are really made of. Let's stay together, you and me, boy. There's no one like you around. Oh, I'm so into
So by now, we all know Erica Adams, aka Hazel E, who originally popped up on the scene on the Love and Hip Hop franchise between 2014 and 2017. And unfortunately, we also know that she was bullied a lot by not only her peers on the show, but also viewers who unfortunately compared her all the time to the fictional character Ernest from the TV show Hey Burn, It's Ernest, which was played by Jim Barney. And maybe perhaps all the bullying and comparisons is what probably drove Hazel to go ahead and get all the plastic surgery done to her face and her body as well, because we can definitely tell that she's had some major work done. Hazel was first introduced to the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood franchise as the R&B singer Tara Marie's best friend and confidant, having lived together for several years, but that was quickly put to a stop once Hazel found out that Tara Marie was allegedly messing around with Young Berg behind her back. And if you don't know, Young Berg was a rapper and producer in the industry who she had relations with and wanted more with. However, he did not want more with her. He actually called her delusional half of the time and only claimed to have casual intimacy acts with her. And another person that was supposed to be a close friend of Hazel's on the show was Masika. However, that friendship abruptly ended in front of our faces on the show as well, once Masika started openly dating Young Berg, despite knowing the history between Young Berg and her friend Hazel. And then her excuse was, well, technically I knew him before you and he's not your man and he doesn't claim to be your man. Y'all just had random hookups and that's it. But what's crazy is Young Berg, Tara Marie, Hazel E, and Masika were all cool and friends within the same industry, but it was known that him and Hazel were hooking up. Yes, they weren't together or exclusive, but they were hooking up. And if they were truly her friends, they would have never crossed that line, period. But I digress. But anyway, in season 4 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, apparently Hazel E managed to spark several violent feuds with nearly almost every member of the cast, and she caused a lot of controversy for making a series of anti-gay and colorist posts on social media. And ultimately, that caused her to get terminated and fired from the show. Now let's fast forward to today, the present time in 2022. Hazel E is currently married to the self-renowned internet model Devon, who she actually says that she has been managing. Now what she has successfully managed for him besides just having a child with him, I don't know, girl. Now the couple dated for about a year. They met and dated in 2018, and then by October 2019 he popped the question, and then they ended up getting married. But unfortunately, instead of people genuinely being excited for them, they actually speculated, and it was rumors that she was rushing into marriage because she was in her late 30s, about to be in her early 40s around that time, even though he was younger than her, and she wanted marriage and children, and she wanted to be taken seriously because she had been humiliated so publicly for years. And according to the rumors, people said that he obliged and agreed and had no issue to go along with everything because he considered her his meal ticket, because he had a hard upbringing and wanted to get into the industry with acting and modeling, and he knew that she had connections, so he went with it. But according to the couple, they said that those rumors were false and not true. They said that they were madly and deeply in love with one another, and therefore they didn't need to waste any more time to get married, so that's what they did. They got married, and in less than 2 years later, they ended up conceiving their first child together. Now, just 2 months before Devon popped the question and proposed to Hazel, in August 2019, they were on the show Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition, and they were already having volatile issues. And despite getting counseling or therapy or just ending the relationship altogether, they decided to go ahead and get married and ignored all the blatant in-your-face red flags. Now, less than 2 years later, they ended up conceiving their first child, Ava Dior Waller, and this was his first child and her first child, and they had no previous children with anyone else in their previous relationships. Now, their daughter, Ava Dior, is now 2 years old, old, and she's absolutely beautiful, and she's the spitting image, the absolute twin of her father Devon. So I'm sure that with this current breakup going on between Hazel and Devon, it's definitely tough on Hazel because she looks just like him. So overall, this couple have been together a total of 4 years because they met and started dating in 2018. Then they got engaged in 2019, as well as conceived their daughter in 2019, and then ended up having their daughter in 2020, but then speeded up and fast forward to 2022, specifically November 6, 2022, when Hazel E took to her Instagram platform and announced to everybody that she is divorcing her husband, Devon Waller. Now, despite not being married yet and only dating, 2 months before they actually got engaged, the couple went on WeTV's marriage boot camp, which was created for problematic relationships, and basically they use unique relationship techniques for reality star couples in a boot camp that pushes them to their limits. And everyone is moved into one house to work with marriage counselors to work on their relationships and basically to see if their relationships are worth fighting for and if their issues can be resolved so they can move on and stay together happily. Now, there is one episode where all of the couples have to take lie detector tests. Now, Hazel asked Devon if he was using her for her fame, and there was deception that was indicated in the lie detector test. Now, Hazel was, of course, visibly upset and hurt, but Devon tried to basically talk her out of leaving and talk her into continuing to stay in the relationship with him by saying that not all lie detectors are accurate and correct. Now, at the end of it all, Hazel did agree to stay in the relationship and try to make it work with Devon. However, she said vocally that they would have to both sign a prenup in order to proceed with getting married. Now, fast forward about 2 years later, specifically November 6, 2022, when Hazel took to her Instagram stories to announce to everybody that she would be divorcing her husband Devon due to infidelity as well as domestic abuse. Now, not only that, but Hazel claims that there was some child neglect and also child abuse on behalf of her husband Devon's part when it came to their child, Ava Dior. And she went on to post some private home videos that was taken by their home security cameras, and she posted it on social media to back up her claims. Now, here are the different posts, pictures, and videos and statements that Hazel made on her Instagram story to back up her claims. Check it out.
Answer the phone, dumb bitch.
Board. That's the you are. Cloud chaser. You got your 15 minutes.
Who are you phone?
You don't get to know. Get out me. He snatches my phone out my hand.
You sit your little ass down. Sit down. I put 2 fucking diapers on your ass.
Now, if that's not bad enough or traumatizing enough, Hazel then also continued with the allegations and claims that her husband Devon has been cheating on her with other women throughout their marriage. Check this out as well.
This is how you start to become F and F officially. See all that? Yeah. I mean, that's bags of clothes, bags of like everything. Some stuff is in the recyclables, you know. This is just like round 1. But it's recyclables day tomorrow, so I put everything in the recyclable bins. Yeah. So this is just round 1. I actually had to use my neighbors too. I'll be out here in the morning to make sure they take it. Tomorrow is going to be a big giveaway day, and then the finale will be what's being sold on the real, you guys. And then we'll also see what's going up in flames. Stay tuned.